Well, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, which is not typically my 2-minute skincare drill, but I was scheduled for a skin chat today and my guest had to reschedule due to an unforeseen circumstance. So we're going to reschedule that to next week. And today we'll do a skincare drill just because I promised you valuable information and I can't go back on that. So today I want to cover a topic that's kind of been coming up lately around me, which is nut allergies and how that relates to skincare. So for those of you who are popping on for the first time, my name is Claudia Cometa. I am a pharmacist and independent skincare consultant, and I typically come here on Wednesdays for skincare drills, but like I mentioned, instead of skin chat today, we're gonna do me and do a skincare drill today. So the intention is to provide you with tips, tricks, and helpful information to help you achieve the best skin of your life. So a lot of you know that food allergies are becoming more and more common and have skyrocketed over the last decade or so. And how does that translate to skincare? So a lot of nut-based oils are very beneficial for our skin and therefore are included in many skincare products. So what do you do about that? Well, first and foremost is educating yourself on what you're allergic to. So if you have your testing and you know the foods and nuts that you're allergic to, that will help moving forward. I want to cover a few different nut oils that are commonly found in skincare products so you kind of know what the purpose is, but also what to look for and what to do about that. So one of the common ones is macadamia nut oil, and macadamia nuts are considered a tree nut. So you'll definitely, if you know you're allergic to tree nuts, want to look out for that. It is very beneficial to the skin in many ways. It's very moisturizing. It also has anti-inflammatory properties, which is really great for some issues like acne or sensitive skin. However, it is a tree nut. So if you have a tree nut allergy, look for macadamia nut oil on your ingredient list. It may or may not cause a problem like other nut oils. So you may be allergic to tree nuts, while the nut oil may not actually cause a problem because some manufacturers denature or break down that protein by methods such as heating. So the allergy is due to your body's reaction to the protein. And if we heat up that protein such that it is broken down into much smaller pieces and what we call denature that protein, you may or may not react to it. So what do? You either avoid it, so you don't even have that issue, or you patch test it. So that means apply a little bit somewhere where it may not be as visible like your face. So apply a little bit to, say, your shoulder or your arm. See if you have any reaction to it. If you do, then clearly it's an issue and you didn't have to have a widespread issue. You patch tested it first. So that's kind of that's in general, not just for macadamia nut oil, but if you have any concerns, patch testing is a really great option before moving forward to larger areas. A second nut oil that you might see is almond oil. And of course, we know almonds are tree nuts as well. And almonds are really great because of many reasons, but one is their antioxidant properties. So helps us against all that oxidative damage in the environment. But again, same considerations with regard to macadamia nut oil, which is you may or may not react. It may or may not have been denatured. And so patch test it or avoid it. That's completely up to you and how severe that tree nut allergy is. The last one that you may or may not consider and has been brought up to me recently is shea. So shea butter is really common in the skincare world, a really great moisturizer used in a lot of lotions and skincare products. So what do we do about shea? Well, shea is actually a relative to Brazil nuts, and Brazil nuts are tree nuts. So how do we treat that? Well, the FDA treats it as a nut and requires labeling, which is helpful for you because at least you'll be able to identify that it's included in the product. But what do you do about whether or not you're going to react to it? It's actually low on the allergenic list, which means there aren't a whole lot of literature supporting people reacting to shea like they react to other tree nuts. However, with that being said, be cautious of it. And again, if you're unsure, you can always patch test or simply avoid it. So just be aware of those. Those are certainly not an exhaustive list, but I always keep this short. So those are 3 nuts to look for in skincare products if you or somebody you know has an allergy. Please share if this has been valuable to you. Definitely share if it's valuable to somebody else you know. Have a wonderful week, and I promise to bring you some valuable information next week. Hopefully we'll get that skin chat scheduled because it's going to be a really great topic. Have a wonderful, wonderful week and weekend.